Hey guys, and welcome back to After Work. In this channel, we talk about various data science topics that you need to be aware as a data scientist, whether you're starting or whether you are still within the industry. We have those conversations. So if you're really interested in just getting to know more about what's happening and also just get some insights with regards to various data science topics, feel free to subscribe to this channel. So in this video, we are going to be talking about how to learn data science online for free. And this is a common problem that many of us usually have. Actually, I at the beginning of my career as a data science curriculum engineer, I had to learn a lot. I wanted to learn in a budget-friendly manner, not necessarily free, but it could also be free. And I had to figure all that by myself. So in this video, we're going to talk about an approach that you can use to go about learning data science for free or even in a budget-friendly manner. So the first thing, there are a few lists of things that I'm going to mention with regards to the same sort of approach that we're going to be talking about. So the first thing that you need to do is to come up with an outline of the skills that are required for becoming a data scientist. It's quite evident that across different markets, data scientists usually do different things. So data scientist in, say, where I come from, that's in Kenya, here in Africa, is required to learn a set of skills which are not necessarily important for a data scientist in Europe or in the US. In the same case, a data scientist in the US may not require to learn a certain set of skills that a data scientist in, say, Europe is required to know. So do research with regards to the skills that a data scientist within the market that you're aiming for is required to have. Once you have an outline of those skills, the next thing that you're going to do is to look for a way of assessing how well off you are when it comes to those skills. So just to give you a general example, a data scientist within a market might be required to perform data collection, data exploration, data cleaning, data preparation, data modeling, and data presentation. You can just simply do a simple Google search on assessment platforms for data science, and there are quite a number of them which are free. There's Data Camp Signal, there's also Skill Value, and the idea here is to identify your weak areas as well as your strong areas. So once you go through those particular assessments, you should assessment platforms or those assessments, you should be in a position to say, oh, okay, I'm strong in data collection, that's, say, in SQL, but I'm not really strong in say something like data modeling, that's machine learning. Then you can go to the next stage, which is now looking for course providers and looking for those course providers who would help you to become a bit more stronger in those areas. So there are different kinds of course providers. There's self-paced platforms such as Coursera, edX, which will provide you with courses, and it's up to you to be able to journey through that learning experience by yourself. But most of the courses on those platforms are usually free. So look for those particular courses which will help you fill in those gaps that you had identified. Aside from these self-paced platforms like Coursera, there are also degree programs which are also free. If you have a look at edX.org, you might find quite a number of I think it's master's or even undergrad degree programs in data science that are also free. Try to identify which courses are going to help you out to upskill yourself, because by the end of the whole journey of learning data science, you would want to work on a particular project, whether it's in employment or in entrepreneurship. That's the main goal. So ensure that you have filled in those particular areas or weaknesses that you have. You could also have a look at other online platforms that provide learning experiences, such as Datacamp. There's DataQuest. There's quite a ton of them. There's also analytics video, which also provides blogs, articles, which might be helpful. If you still feel like you haven't really gotten a grasp of everything, there are usually online workshops which are also free. You can also look at Eventbrite, sign up for those workshops. There are quite a number of them which are usually offered, and show up and ensure that you're following up. If you get to interact with instructors in those particular workshops, they might be willing to give you some few extra resources that would come into handy when you're working on such kinds of learning experiences that will help you to make you stronger in those weak areas. So the next thing, once you have gone through those the learning experiences, is you need to now work on different projects. So there are quite a number of projects and that you could actually undertake, but most of the time it's important to have a look at probably something that's going to be motivational for you. You could aim for, say, projects which are on GitHub. You can search on GitHub for data collection projects that other persons have done. You could also search on Kaggle. Even at the same time, the course providers might also have projects which, once you do them, you can list them down in a Word document and have that as your portfolio. And you could also still upload, say, the projects that you have done to a platform like GitHub and link that particular profile to your resume or CV, so that employers can be able to have access and see the kind of jobs that you have done. The other thing that you could probably do, so once you have gone through projects can be now the sort of formative assessment. If you successfully go through the projects and you feel like you're good, you can now go back again to the assessment platforms to see how well off you are from when you started. It could be 1 month's growth or 2 months growth. It depends, but try to as often test your skills to see whether you have been able to achieve what a data scientist in the market that you want is required to have in terms of skills. So once you've done that, the next thing would be to just look for volunteer opportunities. A great place to start, especially when it comes to internships, is Indeed.com. Just sign up. It's free to sign up and create a profile and choose that you would want to receive daily emails with regards to, say, data science intern jobs within the market that you're eyeing. That way it becomes a bit easier for you. So every day they will be sending you emails, and once you get access, once you get those emails, just open them up, have a look at the skills that are required for opportunities that are quite similar to what you would want, entry-level opportunities. Create your own CV, create a CV that's tailored towards that particular opportunity. That way you're able to look more like an ideal candidate for that particular role. So for each and every opportunity, ensure that you're tailoring your CV to suit that particular opportunity. You might have done tons of say modeling, data modeling projects. Maybe also might have done a lot of SQL in another end, and you're looking towards, let's say, a machine learning intern opportunity. Ensure that you have only put, say, some projects which are related to machine learning as an example. So once you do that, keep on going through now, working on different projects and applying. the whole process of applying, it's the process of applying, it's usually continuous. So once you get to go through different levels of job interviews or of the application process, just continue applying for other jobs, because sometimes an opportunity might get to a point where it becomes that you're not the right candidate, but it's okay, because you'll have learned from that whole process. Then, you know, apply again to new jobs, having taken into account what you might have done differently, you might do differently this time round. So yeah, so those are the six or seven different things that you'd want to have a look at while you're learning data science online for free. So the first one, having an outline of the skills that are required for a data scientist. Second, doing a self-assessment. Third, looking for course providers which would the course providers will give you courses that could supplement your weak areas. Then fourthly, projects portfolio. Fifthly, volunteer work. And lastly, just continuously applying and learning more. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you learned a lot. If you have any questions or you have any thoughts on what other things that one might be required to take into account while learning data science online for free, feel free to post them in the comments. And if you would want us to continue talking about all other data science, if you'd also want to be engaged in other data science conversations, feel free to subscribe, and see you in the next video.